Am I live? Where is it at? Oh, I am live now. So is it working? I think so. Alrighty, let's do this. Let me make this smaller somehow. Okay, why did I hit this wrong? Back. I'm still live, right? Mm-hmm. No. Start now. I'm trying here. Am I live? Okay, I'm live. Am I live? 2. Alright. There we go. Now I can see everybody. You love me. Oh my. There we go. Hello. Have I ever been in love? Oh my gracious. Who hasn't? Well, welcome everybody. Hey, Carlos, Mr. Joint, Muhammad, Greg, Joe, Muhammad again, Manny. I'm a gray person. Don't be so sure about that. Oh, you're just making that assumption. Manny, that's not what this thing is all about. You're going to make this all about you, and that's just not how it works for me. This is about having a solo girl site, or owning your own pay site. And how to accomplish it and what's needed. Hi! So, there's my other screen here. Pull up my talking points. Where's my talking points at? Okay. Okay, Carlos, anything mentioned underage will get you kicked from the show, if not blocked from my channel. Y'all are asking the wrong questions. That's not this type of show. You're on the wrong site, making the wrong inquiries. Apparently, y'all do not know how to behave in public. So, keep it up and you will get kicked. So, what do you need to start a site? You need at least 20 scenes. You would first start off on a, there's a lot of video on demand sites in my industry, so that would be a good place to start off to build your audience, to see what works, what doesn't, what niches work for you. In my blog, on my site, and on Tumblr, I will list those sites. So, for each one, for people to be able to check out and see. So, you would start off there. You would start filming your content, and then you put them up on there. You see which ones work, which ones convert better, practice, get better, and then you finally start your own site. Now, when you start your site, you need at least 20 videos, and then you would need more for future updates, and then before people actually start joining, you need at least 100. At that point, that's when people start joining the site. I would recommend updating once a week. but to build up and to get content and to get traffic and members, you know, try to update a little bit more often than that would be my recommendation. Like if you could update daily, that would be incredible, but that may not be a pace that a person, you know, can keep up with. So maybe too much work. So do at least once a week update with pictures and videos. But start off at least 20 videos. And it's at the 100 videos point that people really start joining. Because you have to consider, like, your competition. Like, there's a lot of major sites out there. So you need to have, like, way more content in the end. Like, I probably film way more than I edit and upload. Approximately 300 videos a year for my own. That's how many I do. And at that point, once you hit 100, then you start seeing a regular income from it. It's a lot of work, but if you build it slowly and steadily and improve your skills, eventually it becomes a steady income you can live off of for full time. So, but apparently I have only men in here. Okay, am I single? I'm not on here today. It doesn't matter if I'm single or not. So, asking me 20 million times is not going to do you any good. Not going to give you any of my personal information. Do I have Snap? No. So you guys just want to ask me a bunch of personal questions that has nothing to do with the topic at hand, which means you want to make it all about you. Well, for that, you have to take me to a regular campsite that I work on and pay me per minute. So you're in the wrong place. Well, eventually I'll go back on there again. I just have a lot of other projects that take priority. Well, I mean, if you're a guy, the same things still apply. I do not like people tell me what to do. I'm not here for you. Do not get it twisted. I want to be here for people who want to have their own site and be successful and make money at it, have a steady income, and be able to do it full time. Okay, Mr. Joint, apparently you do not listen. This is what happens to people who do not listen. They get blocked. No timeouts, no intermediate thing. They just get blocked. If you cannot behave appropriately on here, this is YouTube, it's mainstream, then I will simply block you. Wonderful, Zach. Just wonderful. Tonight I have videos to edit, and I need to film. And maybe I'll get on there sometime tonight. I don't know. I still have a lot of editing and videos to do and fleshing out a few projects. So I have to do some things in Photoshop. There's a lot to learn when you're trying to be successful at creating content and making money at it, no matter what the venue. So even just going on cam here on YouTube, I had to learn OBS, which the YouTube videos that I've watched really come in handy, and then to get the right, and then I have years experience of doing this, the right lighting, the right setting, and the right look. That's years of experience too. That's a whole new thing. That's a whole nother thing too. But yeah, I have a Logitech 922 webcam, and then I bump the color down, and I bump the contrast up, and I'm using a selfie light for a phone from Amazon, which costs like $10, and the webcam cost me about $100. There is no best time. It's just whenever you, it depends. A lot of it has to do with emoting and energy. Like, it's not about the time as much as it is your energy. If you don't have the energy and not in the right mindset, it doesn't make any difference. So there are people on 24/7, 7 days a week. So the time of day doesn't matter. Although you can go to tube sites. There's one that really does analysis of the times of when people are online and watching such stuff more so than anything else, and you can go by those as to when would be the best. Definitely not during major sporting events. Yeah, that's a killer. No, I remember you, baby. Oh, I'm trying to get better. I've been doing the reason I haven't been on cams is because I've been just doing a ton of studying, a ton of trial and error, a ton of studying in Premiere Pro and Adobe After Effects and Photoshop and my learning curve. Oh, it's just huge. So it takes me a long time to figure something out. But once I do, then the time's cut in half, and then by the third or fourth time, I do it in 5 minutes. So something that now takes me 5 minutes took me like 40 hours to figure out and learn. I don't know all the terminology, so that's just hunting down, and then I get distracted. I'm like, oh, what does this little thing do? And then what does this button do? And well, okay, let's try this. What's the best way? Personality. Don't be afraid to take risk. Like when I first started in this industry at all, I would have never imagined I'd be dressing up like a ghost and just talking. So you have to be willing to experiment and take creative risk. Some things will work and some things won't. Like, I love silent movies, and I've done around Halloween some silent movie type of stuff before, and it does not sell for me. It does not stop me from making it. Does not stop me from thinking, okay, one of these days, just one of these days it will. One of these days I'm going to figure out how to make money at that part, just doing silent movies, fully dressed. I don't know if I like Portugal or not. I've never been there. So, but, and I mean, I love watching silent movies to begin with. I just do. And then I watch documentaries about silent movies and watch documentaries on here about silent movie stars and directors. Like, I'm totally into that right now, that genre. And I come upon an article the other day that says silent movies are more popular than ever. And I'm like, really? What? And then I realized, like, every GIF out there is basically a silent movie. It's nobody talking, but usually it's of kittens and dogs, giraffes and elephants and stuff. But that genre is hugely popular right now with GIFs. There's some music and some video, but it's a silent video. So silent movies are more popular than ever. And I was like, oh, I like it. I just haven't figured out how to do it for myself. Hello, Greg. So, well, I just started doing this last night, so how can I do things more often? I mean, I did it last night and I'm doing it tonight. Wouldn't that be often? I had a member show last night on my site and tonight. So maybe you're not in the right places. I have my Twitter written here on the feed. So, I don't know who Erica Fontes is. I can't tell you who a lot of other performers are. I pretty much, oh, there's so many of them, and they're worldwide, one. And two, I'm so concentrated on my own thing that I rarely, like, go and see who all's in the thing. I have Instagram, but I had a really good Instagram, and then it got deleted or something, like it got hacked and deleted. And so I started another one, but it really never converted into sales for me. So I've never really concentrated on it. It's just not my thing. And it's part of Facebook, and I don't like Facebook. If I was your favorite, then you'd be following me on Twitter and know when all my live shows are. So how can I be your fave? See, don't say things like that. I'm not here to talk about other ladies in general. I think she's a great person. I think she's very creative, and she's a hard worker. Like, she actually went to film school and editing school. I'm just doing it on my own, but she actually went to school and graduated for it. Why having a full-time career? More of acquaintance. I mean, I like talk to her like once a year. So, I admire her. I mean, just because y'all watch videos and see us be with people all the time doesn't mean, like, I mean, last time I filmed with her was like 4 or 5 years ago. I see her once a year at some events. Do I like McDonald? McDonald who? Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O? Another way to set you apart is is with your creativity is do what you love. Film what you love. Like, you can go to one of those VOD sites and there's a whole list of different niches. Like, you go down through it, and this is, I really recommend this. You go down through the list and you have some piece of paper and write out the ones that, like, interest you. And then, once you narrow down that list, you go check out stores in that niche and see what they're doing. But always keep a fresh perspective. Like, copying other people's not necessarily a good thing. Like, I did it years ago. And I saw blowing bubbles. And I'm like, I love blowing bubbles with bubble gum. Like, I used to win contests as a child of blowing bubbles with bubble gum. So I did a few of those videos. I didn't know how the other people were doing them or filming them. So I just blew bubbles with bubble gum. And I can blow a bubble inside of a bubble inside of a bubble. One of my first videos on here is me blowing bubbles with bubble gum. Well, that just went crazy, and there's apparently all these forums with people who blow bubbles with bubble gums, and there's a bubblegum world kind of thing. And apparently I just set the bubblegum world on fire with my bubbles because nobody had ever done anything like that before. And I had all kinds of people trying to copy me, and they couldn't do it until I got my first cavity. And then once I got my cavity, that was the end of those. I was 42 years old before I got my first cavity. So you have to, you find something that you find something on there. Like for guys, like flexing is a big thing, like flexing the muscles. So if you work out and you're a bodybuilder type of guy, like you can make flexing videos and sell them and eventually make your own site. So, would I consider acting in the regular movies? No. No. First of all, I'm not an actress. I'm great at improv, but I'm not an actress. I cannot act. So no, I don't want to be in regular movies. I won't do. I don't do blowing bubbles with bubblegum videos anymore. Oh, greetings, Chili. Can I send a greetings to the national soccer team of your country? I couldn't tell you any soccer team's name. I do not watch sports. I don't think I don't think that's what helps people win or lose. I'm sure they put the practice in and they have coaches and they have a plan and all that jazz. Why do you have money on the game? I don't watch sports. Oh, Carlos! Everybody say goodbye to Carlos. He is gone from here forever and ever. If you cannot act appropriately on a mainstream site, I will send you on your way. Well, there's no girls who joined on this conversation. Well, jackpot. I expect some of it, but I don't think they realized how strict I am about such things. Well, you do it because you love it, and you do the fetish or niche because you are passionate about it, that you do like it, and then the rest will follow, except for my silent movies niche. I have failed in that one completely. Because if this is the thing about niches, people there's certain things about each one that makes them distinct. Like, you can go through and see which ones are the top ones and which ones make the most money. But if you're not into it, you're not going to do it the right way. People can see passion. They can see, like, you may not be great at it. The camera work may not be great. The editing may be horrible. But if the gist of it, the passion's there, is something you're really into, then everybody will be. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you're doing something that's against your type, that you're not really into, it's not going to come across. It's not going to read well on the camera, because the camera reads things that you don't even realize, and then you're not going to emote it because you're not going to be that great of an actor or actress, especially in the beginning. No matter what you think, and there's little nuances to every little thing. Like what I did with bubblegum blowing was so radically different from everybody else because I didn't go look. I just did what I loved, and it just got to be really popular for me and made me good money. And the next thing I know, I got Maria Moore calling me up and complaining to me because she's getting requests for blowing bubbles, and she hates it when the gum like pops and gets all over her face. Like, she hates it, but she was doing it, and I guess the guys liked watching her hate it just as much. Like, I'm just doing my own thing and selling. I'm not talking to anybody. A lot of the times I'm operating in a vacuum. Okay, I'm just like so focused on my own things, like I'm operating in a vacuum, and so then somebody from the outside world will that I know will like what the hell are you doing? Or like Maria's like, what in the world? And she goes, you're a trendsetter because I make things popular. Because they're getting the request. Um, so that's that's how it works. So you do have to operate in a little bit of a vacuum. I was making money at it, so it didn't matter to me. I was just having a good time making them. We should go for together. Oh, that's really sweet. Crazy cycling vlogger, but no, my bike riding days are over. That's too hard on a certain body part. And plus, I have allergies. Bonker Barker, how can I remember you? You're putting up a fake name with no picture, and yet I'm supposed to remember your little um, name there, despite seeing probably 3,000 to 5,000 made-up names a day on social medias and other sites. So I'm supposed to remember. Just, do you remember me? Like, with nothing there to even give me a clue. I remember when I was younger, people used to call up, you hadn't talked to in a while. This before caller ID and stuff, and they go, "Hey, do you remember me?" And I go, "No," and I'd hang up. Do you know who this is? I'm like, "No, who?" And they're like, "Oh no, guess." And I'm like, "I don't do guessing games." Click. I'm still that way. I don't do guessing games. Click. Yeah, without the passion. I do not do things by nationality. That's just so lame. Like, there's more to a person than what country they come from. There's nothing. I mean, there's looks, there's chemistry, there's personality, there's good manners. None of that has to do with nationality. That's just the most ridiculous thing. It's not like you're supposed to have a list of people from different parts of the world in order to date or see or whatever. That's just the most ridiculous thing ever. You want to boil people down to something so basic and minute, and that's not how attraction works. It is amazing to see how life works. Oh, thank you, John, for the heart. But you have to have a passion for anything that you pursue. I mean, we've all had jobs we worked and you just did it for the money, and there's always going to be days there every job's like that, no matter how passionate you are about it. But passion comes through in everybody's work. Like when you cook, the passion comes through. When you eat someone's food who's really passionate about cooking, it comes through. If you work on cars and you love restoring cars, you can see the passion and commitment there. If you do woodwork and build furniture, you can always see the passion and the creativity and the skill levels that grow over time. Do I dance or do gymnastics? I took dance and gymnastics in high school, and I'm horrible at both. I'm almost 50 years old. You really think I'm going to do gymnastics at this age? And I do dance, but I'm horrible at it. I cannot keep a beat. Doesn't stop me from having fun at it. I don't love riding my bike. I don't ride a bike. I have allergies. I cannot spend that kind of time outside without it just killing me, energy-wise, and giving me hay fever. But apparently you love riding bicycles, which I think is just incredible. And apparently you're very passionate about it, that you're obsessed. It is a great way to see the world and experience it. Unless you're a girl who's attractive and people try to run you over. That's one of the reasons why. I used to carry bottles of cold water with me on long walks or bicycle rides, so for those people who acted inappropriate and pulled up, I would, accidentally or purposely spill my cold water in their lap, which took care of, any issues. John, I am not on here. That's neither here nor there. I'm not on here to date. I've never been on the internet to find somebody to date, or whether or not I'm single or not has nothing to do with the topic at hand, has nothing to do with my career. It's just simply not an option, one way or another. Not going to happen. You have to be a hustler, baby. You have to be entertaining, and you have to be a hustler. Are you entertaining in your regular day life? Do people like hanging out with you and laughing? And people generally want to be around people who are happy, go-getters, ambitious, integrity. I don't know. Some people are entertainers and some people aren't. So, John, if you're going to ask me anything sexually explicit, it will get you blocked permanently. I don't merely just kick people out or put them in timeout. I do block. It is the wrong time and place for it. There are other places I work that are completely appropriate for such stuff where you pay me money. This is not it. This is a mainstream site. Please keep that in mind and behave accordingly. It's amazing I have to teach people manners. Full-grown adults should not have to be taught manners. But I do have clear boundaries and have no problems establishing them and kicking people from the room. Thank you for the apology. Do not repeat the behavior. I am kind enough to give you a warning this time, but there won't be next time. Yeah, that's what you can call it. Typo, huh? You have to be a good storyteller. Like, I'm a very animated person, but if you also go out and, live an adventurous life, you have plenty of great stories to entertain people with. Which means leaving the house and getting off the computer and going out and meeting real people in life and then getting into situations safely. Which you can also, call upon for your work. Yeah, well, it could cause accidents, so I don't do such things. Listen, my bike riding days have been over for a long, long time. I bought one several years ago, and I even had a lock on it, but my bike would disappear, and they would bring it back, so I stopped putting the lock on it, and then it would disappear for a day or two, and then they'd bring it back, and apparently I was in a bicycle rideshare program. I was not aware of. And then eventually it just disappeared. And I thought, well, you know, they probably could use it more than I could. It's not going to happen, bunker bunker. Not my thing. Choose life. Yeah, that's true. Life is an adventure. You have to take some risk and just go for it. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I looked at it. I was 30 first time I did this stuff. And overweight, nobody looked like me, and I just like, well, I know I can do it. I could be a star. I could be a star. And I went for it. And I'm even, sometimes I look back and I'm amazed at what I've done and what I've accomplished. I made it look easy. He had great music. He was an entertainer. Not everybody's entertaining. Probably some of y'all bored now because you're not getting what you want, but so be it. Alright, well, let's wrap this up. We didn't have any girls in here, so I did not accomplish what I was wanting to do. I need to write down my bulletin points. I will do a blog about it. I will do a blog, and I'll post it on my Tumblr and my own site. So, with all the highlights and the points. I may do a video just talking about it instead of trying to do it live to correlate with it. Probably be best. Until I build up the customer base for asking questions and interacting on here with that stuff. So sometimes it takes a while to find your audience and to build it. You guys are my audience in general that I spent almost 20 years building, so of course y'all are here. And thank you for it. But now I'm trying to build a different type of audience. Like, you should always try to be building a different kind of audience and different venues and different ways to be more rounded as a performer and entertainer. And to give yourself a challenge. Like, this is a new challenge for me. Like, I've been meaning to do it for years, but finally recently I'm like, let's just do this. So, and it takes a while to find success at it. It'll be, I mean, I have great, I mean, I'm not starting from nothing like a lot of people in these things are doing. I mean, I do have a major step up in that way. But it takes a while. You have to be patient. Like, you lay the groundwork and you be patient with any endeavor. Like, you lay the groundwork, you do your homework, and you learn the right skills. And eventually it all builds. Like, there's like a lot on the back end learning, and I mean, there's always the learning curve. There's a lot of back end and laying the groundwork to get where you want to also. Your homework, per se. Like, there's a lot of homework and research and trial and error. Tons of trial and error. Like, this is a trial and error thing. But eventually, it will grow and be what I want it to be. I'm not afraid to take that risk. So, oh, sleep. I'm a nighttime person now. I probably won't go to sleep till like 6 a.m. in the morning. So basically, my night's just starting. My work day. I used to be a total day person for many, many decades, and now I'm not. It's truly strange. Well, thank you for being a fan. Yeah. See, I mean, I'm the same person, but y'all have such expectations of the fantasy to my reality are two different things. When you meet me in person, it's complete reality, and your fantasy just goes right out the door because it's not a priority to me. So meeting me will not do you any good whatsoever. I don't look all glamorous like this in real person. Well, sometimes I do. I'm not gonna lie. But in general. But I want to thank everybody who did join me. And like I said, I'll write a blog and I'll go through and record tonight the talking points and do a real video to update this with. So it happens. Like I said, This is a lot of this is trial. A lot of going for things and doing this is trial and error, and not being afraid to go for it, do it, and give it a whirl, and be afraid to mess up and start again tomorrow, and to plot and ponder and lots of notes. Oh, but I'm not sorry. It's just part of the learning curve. Ugh, plus my allergies are killing me. My eyes are watering. But it's part of the learning curve. Y'all get to see me in a different light, whether y'all want to or not. A different side to me. So, but thank you, everybody. Mwah, mwah, mwah. If you know some girls who are starting out in the business or interested in it, now you know where to send them. At the very least. Or if you want to do your own thing, at least you have the building blocks for it. And, I mean, some of the blocks are business basics in general. Well, no one could ever call themselves classy and be classy. But thank you for the compliment. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye, loves. Now I gotta figure out how to end this. Alright, I guess I go over here.